Have you ever noticed how much room fruit trees require and how little they sometimes give back compared to the time and effort you invest? Years of watering, pruning, and waiting for them to mature, all for a single short harvest each year. Meanwhile, there's a powerful advantage many gardeners overlook, growing much closer to the ground. Some of the most productive food plants aren't trees at all. They're compact bushes, small, efficient, and surprisingly powerful. These plants can produce impressive amounts of food in limited space. Many of them fruit multiple times in a season. Some continue producing for months, and others begin yielding harvests within just a year or two, instead of the long wait required for most fruit trees. For small gardens, backyard growers, container setups, or anyone looking to maximize production in minimal space, these plants are true game changers. Today, we're exploring 8 compact bushes that can produce significantly more food per square foot than traditional fruit trees. Plants that quietly outperform their larger counterparts while using only a fraction of the space. 1. Raspberries. Raspberries may appear delicate, but when it comes to productivity, they are among the most efficient fruit plants you can grow. Very few crops can match the amount of fruit they produce relative to the space they occupy. Unlike typical shrubs, raspberries grow on long, flexible canes that rise from the base of the plant. Each of these canes can produce dozens of berries along its length, turning even a small plant into a surprisingly powerful producer. Once established, a raspberry patch can yield pounds of fruit every season. Many gardeners find themselves harvesting more berries than they can consume fresh. The secret to their productivity lies in their growth cycle. Each year, new canes emerge from the root system and grow vigorously during their first season, building strength and height. In the following year, those same canes produce flowers and fruit. After fruiting, the older canes naturally die off, while new ones are already developing for the next cycle. This continuous renewal allows raspberries to stay productive without the long waiting periods required by fruit trees. Instead of waiting years, the plant is constantly preparing its next harvest. Many varieties are also ever-bearing, meaning they produce 2 crops annually, one in early summer and another later in the season. This extended production period allows for fresh harvests over several months, rather than just a short window. Even traditional summer-bearing varieties can deliver large quantities of fruit within a short time frame. During peak season, it's common to harvest handful after handful of ripe berries from just a few plants. Another advantage is their natural ability to spread. Through underground runners, raspberries gradually expand, sending up new shoots that develop into additional fruiting canes. Over time, a small planting can grow into a productive patch without requiring additional investment. This natural expansion increases yield while keeping maintenance simple. Because the canes grow tall and flexible, they are often supported on trellises or wires. This keeps them upright, improves airflow, and makes harvesting easier. With proper sunlight, well-drained soil, and occasional pruning, raspberries remain healthy and highly productive. Removing old canes after fruiting encourages strong new growth and prevents overcrowding. The reward is an abundant harvest of sweet, flavorful berries packed with nutrients and antioxidants. Few plants combine beauty, flavor, and productivity so effectively. Even a small raspberry patch can provide continuous harvests throughout the season. When measured per square foot, raspberries easily rival and often surpass much larger fruit trees. Their fast growth and natural renewal make them one of the most rewarding crops in any garden. 2. Blackberries. Blackberries are among the most productive fruit plants you can grow. They combine the characteristics of a bush with the efficiency of a climbing plant, creating a system capable of producing large harvests in a relatively small area. At first glance, they resemble raspberries, as both grow on long, arching canes emerging from the base. However, blackberries often produce larger fruits, and in many cases, even higher total yields. A single mature plant can generate large amounts of fruit during the season. When several plants are grown together along a trellis or fence, the harvest can become substantial, with bowls of berries collected during peak weeks. One key reason for their productivity is their vertical growth habit. Instead of spreading widely across the ground, blackberry canes can be trained upward, along supports such as trellises, fences, or wires. This allows gardeners to use vertical space efficiently while keeping the plant's footprint relatively small. By guiding the canes upward, you create a vertical wall of fruit-bearing stems that receive plenty of sunlight and airflow. This improves both yield and ease of harvesting. In the past, thorns were a major drawback. Wild blackberry plants often had sharp thorns that made harvesting difficult. However, modern varieties now include thornless options that maintain high productivity while making harvesting much easier. These improved types allow gardeners to collect large amounts of fruit without the discomfort associated with older varieties. Like raspberries, blackberries follow a natural renewal cycle. Each year, new canes grow from the roots. These canes develop during their first season and then produce fruit the following year. After fruiting, the older canes die back while new ones take their place, keeping the plant continuously productive. With basic care and pruning, blackberry plants can remain productive for many years. The fruit itself is another major benefit. Blackberries are large, juicy, and rich in flavor. Their balance of sweetness and slight acidity makes them ideal for fresh eating, baking, preserves, smoothies, and desserts. They're also highly nutritious, containing vitamin C, vitamin K, fiber, and powerful antioxidants. During peak harvest periods, blackberries can ripen so quickly that daily picking becomes necessary. Because of their high yields, adaptability, and excellent flavor, blackberries are considered one of the most rewarding crops for home gardeners. For those looking to maximize production in limited space, a row of blackberries grown vertically can easily outperform much larger fruit trees in total seasonal yield. 3. Blueberries. Blueberries are one of the most productive small fruit bushes you can grow, proving that size has very little to do with yield. While large fruit trees may dominate the landscape visually, blueberry bushes quietly deliver impressive harvests year after year from a compact footprint. Most varieties grow to around 3 to 5 feet in height, making them ideal for small gardens, raised beds, and even containers on patios or balconies. Despite their modest size, a mature bush can produce several pounds of berries each season. When multiple plants are grown together, the total harvest can quickly become substantial. One of the biggest advantages blueberries offer is their extended ripening period. Instead of producing all their fruit at once, they ripen gradually over several weeks. While some berries are ready to pick, others are still developing, creating a steady flow of fresh fruit throughout the season. For gardeners, and this means consistent harvesting, rather than a single overwhelming crop. Every few days, you can return to the plant and gather perfectly ripe, flavorful berries. Another major benefit is how quickly blueberries begin producing. Unlike fruit trees that may take 5 to 8 years to deliver reliable harvests, blueberry bushes often start fruiting within 2 to 3 years. In some cases, they can produce even earlier when well cared for. As the plant matures, yields increase as more branches develop and support additional flowers and fruit. Blueberries are also known for their longevity. With proper care, they can remain productive for 20 years or more, making them a long-term investment in any garden. Some well-maintained bushes continue producing for decades. Because they stay relatively compact, maintenance is simple. Pruning typically involves removing a few older branches each year to promote fresh growth and improve airflow. This encourages the plant to produce strong new shoots that will carry future harvests. Their main requirement is acidic soil. Blueberries thrive in a pH range of roughly 4.5 to 5.5. In less acidic conditions, they struggle to absorb nutrients, which can limit growth and yield. Fortunately, soil can be adjusted using materials like peat moss, pine needles, or specialized fertilizers. They also prefer consistent moisture. Because of their shallow roots, blueberries do best in evenly moist soil, rather than cycles of dryness and heavy watering. Mulching with organic materials helps retain moisture and regulate soil temperature. Another way to boost production is by planting multiple varieties. Cross-pollination improves fruit size and overall yield as pollinators transfer pollen between plants that bloom at the same time. In addition to their productivity, blueberry bushes are visually appealing. In spring, they produce delicate bell-shaped flowers. In summer, they're covered in clusters of blue fruit, and in fall, their leaves often turn vibrant shades of red and orange. For gardeners looking for a plant that offers beauty, nutrition, and high productivity, blueberries are hard to beat. A few compact bushes can easily outperform a large fruit tree in total seasonal yield. 4. Gooseberries. Gooseberries are one of the most underrated yet highly productive fruit bushes you can grow. Although they don't receive as much attention as crops like blueberries or raspberries, they are capable of producing impressive yields in a very small space. Most gooseberry bushes grow to about 3 to 4 feet in both height and width, forming a neat, rounded shape that fits easily into small gardens, raised beds, or unused corners of larger planting areas. Despite their compact size, a mature bush can produce a surprising amount of fruit each season. In fact, branches often become so heavily loaded that they bend under the weight. One of their most interesting traits is how densely the fruit forms along the stems. Instead of producing berries only at the tips, gooseberries develop fruit nodes along the entire length of each branch. This creates clusters of berries packed tightly together, maximizing production from every part of the plant. Because of this growth pattern, even a single bush can yield several pounds of fruit during the season. Another key advantage is their tolerance for partial shade. While many fruit crops require full sun, gooseberries can grow successfully with only a few hours of sunlight per day. This makes them ideal for gardens where space is limited, or where buildings and taller plants create shade. They're also very hardy. Many varieties can withstand cold winters and continue to thrive in climates where more sensitive fruit plants struggle. Each spring, established bushes return with strong new growth that supports the next harvest. Their resilience means they require relatively little care. With occasional pruning to remove older branches and improve airflow, gooseberries can remain productive for many years. The fruit itself varies widely depending on the variety. Some produce small green berries with a tart flavor, ideal for cooking, jams, and preserves. Others produce larger red, purple, or golden berries that are sweeter and perfect for fresh eating. Like blueberries, gooseberries ripen gradually. Early harvests tend to be more tart, while later ones become sweeter as the fruit fully matures. They are also highly versatile in the kitchen. Gooseberries can be used in pies, sauces, jams, desserts, and even savory dishes. Their balance of sweetness and acidity makes them especially popular in traditional European cuisine. Beyond their productivity, gooseberry bushes also add visual interest to the garden. Their soft green leaves and naturally arching branches create an attractive, organic look that blends well with other plants. For gardeners who want a dependable fruit crop that doesn't require large space or intensive care, gooseberries are an excellent choice. A few small bushes can deliver generous harvests year after year, proving that some of the most productive plants come in compact forms. 5. Currants. Currants may be small, but they are incredibly efficient when it comes to fruit production. These compact bushes are capable of producing large harvests relative to their size, making them an excellent choice for gardeners who want maximum yield from limited space. Most currant plants grow to around 3 to 4 feet in height, forming dense, well-shaped shrubs that are easy to manage. Their compact growth makes them ideal for small garden beds, along fences, or integrated into mixed planting areas with vegetables and herbs. Despite their modest size, currants produce an impressive amount of fruit. Instead of scattered berries, they grow in long hanging clusters known as strigs, each containing dozens of tightly packed fruits. When the bushes reach full maturity, these clusters appear throughout the plant. In peak seasons, branches can become so heavily covered that the foliage is nearly hidden beneath the fruit. There are several types of currants, each offering unique flavors and uses. Red currants produce bright, translucent berries with a refreshing tartness, often used in jams, jellies, sauces, and desserts. Black currants yield darker berries with a richer, more intense flavor. They are especially valued for their high levels of antioxidants and vitamin C, making them popular in juices, syrups, and health-focused recipes. White currants, closely related to red varieties, produce pale golden berries with a milder and slightly sweeter taste. One of the biggest advantages of currants is their adaptability. Unlike many fruit crops that require full sun and ideal conditions, currants perform well in cooler climates and can tolerate partial shade. This makes them suitable for areas where fruit trees may struggle. They are particularly well suited to northern regions, as many varieties thrive in cold environments where heat-loving plants would fail. Another benefit is how quickly they begin producing. Many currant bushes start yielding noticeable harvests within 2 to 3 years of planting, with productivity increasing as the plant matures. Harvesting is also highly efficient. Because the fruit grows in clusters, dozens of berries can be collected in a single motion. Entire clusters often detach easily, allowing large quantities to be gathered quickly, especially useful when preparing preserves or freezing fruit. Once established, currant bushes require minimal maintenance. Light annual pruning helps maintain airflow and encourages consistent production by promoting healthy growth. In addition to their productivity, currants are visually appealing. In spring, they produce delicate flowers that attract pollinators, while their lush foliage adds fullness and texture to the garden throughout the growing season. For gardeners looking for a compact, reliable plant that produces generous harvests, currants are an outstanding option. Even a few bushes can provide bowls of fruit each year, proving that high productivity often comes from small, efficient plants. 6. Honeyberries. Honeyberries, also known as haskap berries, are still unfamiliar to many gardeners, but they are quickly gaining attention as one of the most productive and dependable compact fruit bushes available. These shrubs typically grow between 3 and 5 feet tall, forming dense, rounded plants that fit easily into small garden spaces. Despite their size, they are capable of producing heavy harvests once fully established. Their fruit is quite distinctive. Honeyberries produce elongated blueberries that resemble stretched blueberries. The flavor is often described as a blend of blueberry, raspberry, and blackberry, resulting in a rich and complex taste. One of their most impressive traits is how early they produce fruit. In many regions, honeyberries are the first berries of the season. They often ripen weeks before strawberries, cherries, or blueberries, sometimes even in late spring while other plants are still flowering. This early harvest extends the fruit season significantly, allowing gardeners to enjoy fresh berries long before most other crops are ready. Another key advantage is their exceptional cold hardiness. Originating from regions with extremely cold winters, honeyberries can withstand temperatures that would damage many other fruit plants. This makes them especially valuable for gardeners in colder climates, where growing reliable fruit crops can be more challenging. Despite their resilience, honeyberries are easy to care for. When planted in well-drained soil with moderate sunlight, they grow steadily and become productive with minimal maintenance. Like many berry-producing plants, they benefit from cross-pollination. Growing two compatible varieties nearby helps improve fruit set and increase overall yields. Over time, even a small group of honeyberry bushes can produce abundant harvests of nutrient-rich fruit each spring. Their early flowers also provide an important food source for pollinators, emerging after winter, supporting the garden ecosystem as a whole. For gardeners seeking a unique, early-producing fruit that thrives in cold climates and delivers generous harvests from a compact plant, honeyberries are an exceptional choice. 7. Goji berries. Goji berry bushes are widely recognized for their status as a superfood, but beyond their nutritional reputation, they are also highly productive and remarkably hardy fruit plants. These shrubs usually grow between 4 and 6 feet tall, developing gently arching branches that can either be trained onto supports or left to form a natural, free-growing bush. Their elegant shape makes them suitable not only for productive gardens, but also for decorative, edible landscapes. One of the most impressive qualities of goji plants is the volume of fruit they produce throughout the season. Instead of yielding one large harvest, they continuously develop hundreds of small, vibrant red berries that ripen gradually over time. This extended ripening period allows for repeated harvesting from late summer through autumn. Rather than collecting everything at once, you can return to the plant regularly as new berries reach peak ripeness. Goji bushes are also highly adaptable. They tolerate dry conditions better than many fruiting plants and can grow in less than ideal soils, where more sensitive crops might struggle. Because of this resilience, they perform well across a wide range of climates and growing conditions. Once established, goji plants require minimal care. Occasional pruning helps maintain their structure and encourages fresh growth, but overall, they are very forgiving and low maintenance. The berries themselves are small yet packed with nutrients. Goji berries are known for their high levels of antioxidants, vitamins, and beneficial plant compounds. Their flavor, a balance of mild sweetness and slight tanginess, makes them versatile in the kitchen. Fresh berries can be eaten straight from the plant, while dried ones are often added to smoothies, teas, cereals, and trail mixes. They are also widely used in traditional herbal practices and health-focused foods around the world. In addition to their productivity, goji plants produce delicate purple flowers that attract bees and other pollinators, supporting the overall health of the garden ecosystem. For gardeners seeking a durable, productive plant with strong nutritional value, goji berry bushes are an excellent choice. Even a single mature plant can yield hundreds of berries over the course of a season. 8. Elderberries. Elderberries are perhaps one of the best examples of a compact plant, delivering exceptionally large harvests. These fast-growing shrubs produce large, dense clusters of berries that can become so heavy they weigh down the branches as they ripen. A single mature elderberry bush is capable of producing pounds of fruit each season, often rivaling, or even exceeding, the yield of much larger fruit trees grown in the same space. Elderberries are also highly versatile. The fruit is commonly used to make syrups, jams, wines, and traditional herbal preparations. The plants themselves are vigorous growers and adapt well to a variety of climates and soil conditions, making them accessible to many gardeners. With regular pruning, Elderberries can be kept relatively compact while still maintaining their high productivity year after year. For those looking to maximize food production from a small area, elderberries are an outstanding option